Hi everybody, this is Life with Leonard and welcome to another episode. Now on this channel I strive to motivate and inspire you to become the best version of yourself, and today's episode is most definitely no different. Now you've clicked on this thumbnail and because you've seen the title of this video, and there must be a specific reason why you did that. But not to worry, because in this video I'm going to share with you and give you some advice on how to deal with loneliness. Now I for one know that the hardest walk is walking alone, but it's also the walk that makes you the strongest. I'm here to help you deal with loneliness, because when you are evolving to your higher self, the road seems lonely, but you're simply shedding energies that no longer match the frequency of your destiny. We all feel lonely sometimes because we don't have friends, or because we don't have a romantic partner. Now that's normally the main reasons why we feel lonely. But let me just assure you today, you are not alone. Virtually everyone experiences loneliness from time to time, and I've seen the crippling effects that loneliness have on people. Other than being emotionally painful, loneliness can impact you in many ways. There are documented research that suggests that loneliness and depression may feed off and perpetuate each other, and this affects your physical health. Several studies have linked loneliness and depression with poorer health and your overall well-being. Therefore, people who are experiencing loneliness, and if you are one of them, are more susceptible to a variety of health issues. Research have also shown that the areas of the brain that deals with social exclusion are the same areas that process physical pain, adding to the scientific explanation to the often romanticized experience of a broken heart. So I think it's important that we firstly discuss loneliness and look at what happens when you are lonely. We can all agree that you have a feeling. You get this feeling that comes over you, and then you decide that this feeling is loneliness, and you naturally assume that this feeling is created by being alone. And since you assume that this feeling is created by being alone, you naturally believe it will be fixed if you can find friends or a romantic partner. And then what you do, you actually try to find friends or a romantic partner, and when you can't find either, you naturally assume that there is something wrong with you. And once you tell yourself that, once you believe it in your mind, your heart of understanding, then shame and self-doubt, depression, all those things, they creep in. You feel so unworthy and depressed because you condition yourself to believe that you will never find friends or a romantic partner, that you are not good enough to be loved or to be valued or appreciated by others. You see what's busy happening here? You start losing hope in the future. You start to pull yourself even further away from any possibility of finding friends or a romantic partner. You are isolating yourself, and the risk of social isolation is dangerous. What you need to understand is that it's not the situation that makes you feel a certain way. It's really the thoughts that you have and your reactions to them. Because once you start losing hope, you believe that you will never find love, you will never have friends. What you are doing is you adding layer upon layer to your loneliness. And this state of mind, it will most definitely deprive you from living a life with any happiness at all. The situation just perpetuates itself. It will overflow to all areas of your being, every area of your life. But I completely understand. I've dealt with a lot of people who have experienced this. They all follow this path. And truth be told, I was also once guilty of doing exactly that. So if you are experiencing loneliness, there are some things that you can do about it. And I don't have a magic wand. I wish I had. I wish I had the ability to just magically take away all your loneliness. If I could, I really would. So chances are that you might not be completely healed from your loneliness. After spending the next couple of minutes with me and watching my video, you might lose some of it. You might lose all of it. You know, people who've never suffered from loneliness might not really understand what you are going through. They don't understand. They don't understand your suffering. But one thing is for sure: you will feel better about yourself and your future after watching and spending the next couple of minutes with me. There are some things that you can do to help you overcome loneliness, your loneliness. But before I even get there, and I'd like to share some practical advice with you. Let me firstly draw your attention to what's going on inside your head, your mind. Why do I say this? And why do I want you to start there? Well, your mind is so powerful. It has the ability to change everything. You see, until your mind changes, nothing will. Let me put it to you this way. If I were to ask you right now, what is the most important thing, the number one thing above everything else? If I were to ask you right now, what do you want more than anything else? Anything else? And I want you to take a moment just to answer that. Think about it. So if you are feeling lonely, the answer for you might be, I want friends, or a partner, a boyfriend, or a girlfriend, a companion. It will be something along those lines. But I want to tell you today that you don't actually want that. And just bear with me. What you really want is happiness more than anything else. And you happen to think that a friend or a lover will give you that happiness. What you really want is peace of mind and peace of heart and happiness. Why am I saying this? Do you know how many people that I've dealt with who have many friends? They are in relationships, they are well off, but guess what? They're not happy. They still feel insecure. They still feel lacking. They still feel anxious about their future. They still feel worried about others' opinions about them. They are sad. And I'm not even covering all the emotions. That's the reality, because there are plenty more emotions. The point is, they are not happy. Even though they have what they've yearned for, they are simply not happy. And on the other side, you find someone who is all alone, who have no friends, no romantic partner. They stay alone, they are alone, but they feel comfortably happy with themselves. They feel fulfilled and joyous. No depression, no insecurity, no anxiety. They're just happy. So the question is, which one of the two would you choose? If you had the choice, which one? And I'm not implying that those are the only two options that you have. But if you had a choice, which one would you choose? I think the answer is pretty obvious. You would choose to be alone and happy rather than having friends or being in a relationship and being unhappy. That's pretty obvious. So I want you to just think about that. What are you saying right now? I want you to realize that by your own submission, no one can make you happy if you are not happy. Happiness comes from within. I hope that you can see that, because I know that you want to lose this feeling of loneliness. You want to never feel lonely. But importantly, what I want you to understand is that being alone does not create the feeling of loneliness. Loneliness is a state of mind. Why am I saying this? Well, it would imply that you feel lonely every single time that you are alone. And you and I both know that that's not the case here. It is simply not true. Because in some moments when you are alone, you are actually enjoying yourself. Just think about that. Think about those moments. It might just be that the debilitating effect of your loneliness has contaminated you to the extent that you've forgotten about those moments. But I want to take you there. When you play video games, for instance, watch your favorite TV show, watching my videos. I mean, I'm talking to you right now. You don't feel lonely because someone cares and I'm reaching out to you. I'm communicating with you. Maybe you're just listening to music or going for a run or taking a walk, preparing your favorite meal. Doesn't really matter. So there are some moments when you don't feel lonely even though you are alone. What am I saying here? Well, you've just proven that being alone is not what's causing your loneliness. So if being alone is not causing your loneliness, if that doesn't cause it, what is it then? Is your thoughts. Because as long as you are distracted from your thoughts, you are fine. You just said it. When you play video games, watch your favorite TV show, You don't feel lonely. Watching and listening to me right now, you don't feel lonely, and I'm not even there with you. I mean, I'm wearing a dotted shirt. I don't even know what you look like. I don't even know what you're wearing. But I know that you are not lonely right now because I am here with you. Perhaps you are alone where you are, but you're not. Right now, your thoughts are where my words are carrying it. And you realize when your mind is occupied, you suddenly don't feel lonely no more. I'm saying this to prove to you that your loneliness is not so much caused by being alone, but by your thoughts. Because the opposite can also be true. You could be surrounded by people and still feel lonely. So it is clear, loneliness is not necessarily caused by being alone. Some people like being alone, and I am most definitely one of them. Does it mean that I feel lonely when I am alone? Of course not. There are a lot of others who also enjoy being alone. So if they enjoy being alone, that means that being alone does not cause loneliness. It must be something else. Once you discover that, that's something else. Knowing that loneliness is not caused by being alone, physically being alone, but by your thoughts. And when you realize that it's caused by your thoughts, well, then you can deal with it. You can deal with your loneliness because now you know that it's your thoughts that causes your loneliness. And what you need to do from there, what you need to do, now that you realize that it is your thoughts that causes this loneliness that you are experiencing, the next step is to be more specific as to what thoughts causes your loneliness. Well, I can tell you, it's the idea, your perception, that friends and partners and or lovers creates your happiness. That friends and partners and lovers are needed for you to be happy. It's not external. It's not in things or others. It's you. Because if you believe something is the key to your happiness and you don't have it, you will feel that you are lacking, which will make you to feel lonely and sad. You see what's happening here? And by here I mean, you see what's happening in your mind. See what's happening here? When you have a friend or friends or you are romantically involved with someone, you suddenly feel so pressured in that relationship. You are so focused on what you do and what you say, thinking how it's perceived from the other person, and because you believe that them being in your life makes you happy, you do everything to keep them in your life, to make you happy, because you fear that they will leave you. You put so much pressure on yourself because you believe that someone else holds the key to your happiness, and that is not healthy because it leads to anxiety. You are putting so much pressure on yourself. It's debilitating. You are over analyzing everything. You are not yourself. You don't speak and interact authentically and freely with others because you don't want to disappoint them. You fear that. You don't want to lose them. You over compromise on everything. You are constantly evaluating. You will do everything and anything to make and keep them happy. You see what's happening here once again? Once again, it's your thoughts, it's your beliefs, it's your perception. You can't even enjoy a simple conversation because you place so much attention and focus on them that you don't really enjoy anything. You're more stressed than anything else. You are over analyzing, as I mentioned, everything. Even a simple thing like a laugh. You wonder, are they laughing at you or with you? And this situation just perpetuates itself. For as long as you place the key to your happiness in someone else's pocket, believe me when I say this, relationships and interactions with others will be so frustrating and painful for you. You never know whether you're off or on. Even when the person that you are with just innocently looks away. Just another example. Someone could be walking past and them just greeting them, or something happened that would prompt any reasonable person to look or to respond. You perceive that as them not interested in you, them not liking you, even thinking that you are not interesting enough. You are the one suffering and caught up in your own beliefs. You are imprisoned in your own mind. Instead of worrying about what you cannot control, shift your energy to what you can create. Accept yourself, love yourself, and keep moving forward. If you want to rise above your circumstances, your thoughts, you have to give up what weighs you down, which is your own thoughts. You're always thinking that you are not good enough, that you don't deserve love and attention and happiness and joy and peace, and all these and more are based on others' opinions about you and your own inability to see your own worth. So when you say that a friend or a lover can make you happy, what you are actually saying is that a friend or a lover or anyone else for that matter can delete those thoughts in your head that makes you unhappy. But what I want you to understand is, no one can get rid of those thoughts that make you unhappy but you. That shift, that paradigm shift needs to take place in your mind. Until then, it will make you feel unhappy. You will feel lonely and unworthy. And that is why it is important for you to understand what it is that will make you happy, and never put the keys to your happiness in someone else's pocket. If you don't fix the root causes of your unhappiness, of your loneliness, it will never change. So if friends can't make you happy, or a lover can't make you happy either, and none of those things are needed to make you happy, well, then you're not really missing anything to make you happy. Let me just repeat that. If friends can't make you happy, or a lover can't make you happy, and none of those things are needed to make you happy, then it's clear you are not really missing anything. When you realize that, then you can work on becoming happy and content. Because now you not only know what it is, but importantly, what it's not. People think that being alone makes you lonely, but I don't think that's true. Being surrounded by the wrong people is the loneliest thing in the world. And just before I say goodbye to you, remember this: never search for your happiness in others. It will only make you feel alone. Search for it in yourself, and you will feel happy even when you are left alone. Thank you so much, everybody. I sincerely hope that this video was of value to you, and that you would share it and like it. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please remember to do so. And yeah, subscribing, two things. Firstly, it is absolutely free. It doesn't cost you a cent. And secondly, it is really easy. You can just click that subscriber button in the bottom right hand corner of your screen, and please remember to hit the all notifications, and that way you will be notified and you won't miss out whenever I upload new videos. All the best on your journey to find yourself within yourself. I see you in the next episode. Stay blessed.